Hey everyone, so I know you're still waiting for part 2 of the DIY purse, but just so that my channel's not too quiet really, I decided I would do a quick haul video. I went to a few places today. I got paid today, even though my paychecks are pretty much garbage. I decided to go to the Goodwill, and I also went to the hardware store and kind of buzzed around a little bit, and at the Goodwill I found some interesting stuff, so I'm going to show you guys that. I am still working on the purse, however I encountered some problems, and I'm trying to brainstorm really hard and figure out what to do. So one thing I did figure that I did pretty much wrong was the magnet that I wanted to use for the invisible closure is not strong enough, because I tested it with the fabric and was like, oh shit, this is not gonna work. And there's nothing else like in the house that is powerful enough of a magnet to be able to stick to the washer I used through 4 layers of fabric. So anyway, I decided to go to the hardware store. First I tried like I think Office Depot or Office Max or someplace like that, and like they had powerful magnets there, but they were like, the magnets were like embedded or attached to something else that I did not want. Like, I don't need a little hook thing, I don't need a clip thing. I mean, those things are very nice because I like hooks and clips because they're very practical. However, I didn't want to have to deal with having to remove such from the magnet that I wanted. And also I didn't want to have to pay $10 for something that I could get for like $3 at the hardware store without having to do all the extra work. So there you go. And yes, I'm listening to relaxation music again. Trust me, I need it. I'll do a vlog at some point about like what's been bothering me lately and what my problems have been. Just not right now, because I need to be able to put it into constructive words. So, a quick glimpse at progress in the purse. As you can see, it has turned into a placemat for half-eaten pizza. What am I thinking? Oh my god, that's disgusting. I'll move it later. I'll move it over here. Anyway, so yeah, nothing's happening right now as far as the purse is concerned. The skeleton hands are not working out because they are too big. So anyway, I'm going to show you guys what I got at the thrift store. Yes, my bed's not made, but whatever, who cares. So, browsing at the Goodwill is always fun because you always find, so I never leave empty-handed. Like maybe one occasion I left empty-handed because I was shopping for furniture and I didn't want to buy anything else. I found this pair of little kids' pants. And the reason I bought these is because, one, I like the color, and two, all these little pockets that are on here are really cool, and I think they would lend themselves really well to another upcoming purse project. So, yeah. I mean, and actually, like, one of these little pockets back here will hold a cell phone. And so I'm thinking this could lend itself really well to making more purses, and the color is okay. Like, normally I don't like greens, but I like these olive drab greens. I mean, I like teal too, but you know, this is a good color for this particular kind of theme of purse with all the pockets and stuff. So that's one thing I found. Oh, I found a Star Wars mug. It features Han Solo and Boba Fett, and it was only like 69 cents, so I could not pass this up. I just couldn't. I don't care how tacky anyone thinks it is, and it is kind of gross inside, but I'll clean it. I'm thinking about using it for like pencils and paintbrushes and stuff over on my craft table, or I don't know. I haven't decided what exactly I'm going to use it for yet, but I just could not pass this up. I just couldn't. So there's that. See, what else? Oh, yes, I found this belt. I found a couple of belts, actually, but I'll show you this one first. All these awesome jump rings all over it. I mean, this was like not even $2 for this belt, and look at all these wonderful jump rings I have now for craft purposes. Now, if you go to the craft store and look for jump rings like this, it's going to cost a whole lot more than just $2. I'll tell you that right now. So, but this is a lot, and they're all the same size, and it's got this nice little thing at the end, this little finding at the end for fastening. So, yeah, this was a good find. I'm really excited about this. This thing, I don't know if many of you would know what this is. This is actually something that's probably very old. This is called a trivet. It's cast iron. They don't make these really anymore. In the olden days, you used it to sit your iron on. In the olden days when you had an iron, you wanted to iron your clothes, you had to put your iron on the stove. And you had to use cloth to protect your hand. And when you're ironing, you had to have a place to sit the iron. Notice the shape of this. You had to have a place to sit the iron so that it would not burn or really burn or scorch your ironing board or whatever surface you're working with. So they made these cast iron things as a place to sit your iron when you're ironing your clothes. Now also people will use them to hold hot pots and hot things on the stove when they're eating dinner, because actually hot pots and hot pans actually will damage the finish on your wooden table. Plastic or pretty much anything. You don't want to put anything hot on that kind of on a surface really in your kitchen. This obviously was painted at some time. It looks probably like it was quite a while ago, at least 20 years, I'm guessing. If I had to date this thing, I mean the actual object itself, I mean I would say definitely before 1960. I mean this was an interesting find, and I got it for 79 cents. Now, to me, these odd little things like this really are treasures. I mean, I like old things, I like interesting things, and I just could not pass up on this either. So, another interesting little find. Let's see, what else? Oh, and I found this little plastic zipper makeup bag thing. I think it's from Bath and Body Works. Yes, Bath and Body Works. It was only like $1, so I got it too. And it's got this like really cool like little damask sort of design on it, and it's like this nice dark blood red, very vampire-y, very nice. There's nothing wrong with it, so I went ahead and got it because I've actually been needing like a little plastic waterproofish, almost waterproof, mostly moisture-proof bag. For when I travel to see Brian. Like, I just feel like I don't have enough of these little zipper bags for like to separate like my makeup and shampoo and all that kind of stuff, so I couldn't pass up on that. It's very pretty. I really like it. So, and there should be another belt in here at least. Yes, there is another belt. Move back. And this belt, it's got this like black satiny thing running through it. And the reason I bought it mainly is for the hardware. Notice this nice pewter colored metal on here. It's like these little rings with these little connectors. And these will come in very handy for a craft project. I couldn't pass on that either. I mean, look at all that. I mean, that's a lot of art supply right there for less than $2. So yeah, couldn't pass on it. Damn, I'm good, right? Alright. I did go to Joann today and I used my awesome coupon they sent me to get this, and I'm thinking about using it on the purse. This is like $8 a yard. I got it, this is a yard and a half, and I got it for like less than $7 because the coupon I had was for 60% off, and I'm thinking about using it on the purse. So, there's that. Receipts, we don't need those. I don't want to be reminded of how much I spent on something anyway, so. Alright. Two things here, actually. It looks like one, but anyway. This. It's magnets, but it's also this thing. This is how powerful these magnets are, so I'm just gonna get rid of that. But yeah, here's the magnets I ended up getting at the hardware store. They're really powerful. I tested them on the metal bracket on a shelf at the store, and I actually made the mistake of having my finger behind it. I pressed it up against the metal thing, and actually the magnet grabbed the metal so intensely that it smushed my fingers a little bit, and it actually hurt. So yeah, let's see. I'm gonna find something metal real quick to stick this to. Let's see, my bed is metal. I mean, it's pretty damn strong. So yeah, I cannot wait to use these as part of the closure on the purse, because they'll definitely be exactly what I need. I like a good strong closure that does not require any unbuttoning, zipping, messing around, unlacing, untying, unsnapping, fiddling around, fussing around. No muss, no fuss, just real simple, closed, open. So yeah. I mean, look, I mean, you saw this thing, right? This belt. I mean, check this shit out. Look. This thing's pretty good and powerful. I mean, it's lifting up this metal, all these little metal jump rings, and this belt must weigh at least 3 pounds. I mean, it's a heavy little belt. It's very heavy. So, there's those. And I've had a problem in the back side of the basement lately. If I go back there to use the ironing board, or if I want to play on my keyboard, play my Yamaha, play music, the lighting back there really sucks. In order to get decent lighting, I have to turn on every single light in the basement. So I figured if I get this thing was not even $7. I got this clampy lamp. I can stick it anywhere I want to. I can unplug it and move it where I need it. That way I'm not having to turn on every single light in the basement just to iron fabrics. I mean, you guys have seen my videos. The part 1 of the purse video. I'm ironing back there, and you can see, like, it's kind of dim back there. My shadow is on top of what I'm working with. I can't see what I'm doing, and it's dim, and it's really agitating. I hate poor lighting. So as you can see, I've got like a million little lamps in here in my room. So, yeah. And this up here is actually a lamp, too. Ouch. See? I like ambient lighting, I like bright lighting, I just don't like it being dark, especially when I'm trying to concentrate and do things. So yeah, this is going to be very handy. Alright. So that is pretty much the haul video. I hope you guys were at least somewhat intrigued by what I showed you. And I'm looking forward to finishing this purse, even though my brain is fried to a freaking crisp from thinking about it and working on it and dealing with it. It's going to be worth it in the end, I promise. So if it turns out well, I might work out the bugs and redesign it and like the same design, but like a different way, a different method of constructing it. And actually I might make more of them, and I'll consider like selling them to people, actually. So just have to work out the bugs as far as you know, my current lack of skills with regards to the sewing machine. So yeah, once I get that worked out, I could probably crank these things out like pretty quick. So yeah, I would love to go into business. I need money, and I need to keep myself busy, because idle hands pretty much are the devil's workshop in my case. If I'm not staying busy, I get depressed and it gets really weird. So yeah, that kind of ties into a little bit of the problems I've had this week. Why I'm listening to relaxation music instead of my usual like dark wave, cold wave, goth, early 80s nightclub music, Batcave music, whatever. So anyway, okay, I just realized I've been talking for quite a bit now, so I'm just going to like shut up. And also that ding was my phone letting me know that my boyfriend or someone has messaged me on Facebook. So I'll see you guys later. Good night. I just realized I forgot to show you guys part of the thrift store haul, and this is like the big ticket item too, and I totally just bah. Anyway, I'm gonna show you guys this beautiful fucking dress that I got for my daughter, actually. I mean, not for her, but I really had her in mind for this. But it's this beautiful like violet purple underneath, and it's this gorgeous like sheer over top with, I mean, this absolutely stunning design here, if you can really see that. But I saw that and I'm like, there's nothing wrong with this dress. The zipper works right, the little hook and eye thingy is intact like it's supposed to be. It's not ripped, it's not stretched, it's not messed up, there's no armpit stuff going on. So, because one common thing you see in these dresses at like secondhand stores is there'll be like a little bit of deodorant or something like in the armpit area. It's in perfect condition. It's absolutely gorgeous, and honestly, I think it's a size where she'll be able to wear it like in the next like couple of years, because she is, whoa, sorry about that. Those of you who have not really seen any of my videos that have my daughter in them, she is almost 12. She'll be 12 years old in February, but she's already like very tall for her age. And she just keeps getting taller and taller, and so I think this is like a size 5'6". And pretty soon, pretty soon that'll be her. And she'll be wanting to go to like school dances and stuff like that, and she's gonna be part of clubs and stuff at school, and she's gonna occasionally need a little piece of formal wear. So I'm gonna stash this for her. And I have this other gorgeous dress too that I found, this is months ago. I found this other dress here. This gorgeous gold. It's like gold, but it fades to copper at the bottom. And it's sheer, and it's got this beautiful like gold sparkly floral sort of pattern going on. And it's real similar straps up at the top, like real skinny little straps. And it's got this this tie back thing, so I've stashed that for her as well. So yeah, actually I've got quite a stash here of stuff that she could wear, but I doubt she's gonna want to wear all of it. So, but yeah, that's the item that I forgot, and I just wanted to show you guys. So yeah, I'm really proud to have found that. Like, I feel like I was like in the right place at the right time. Like, oh my god, I can't pass up on this because it's just so fucking beautiful. And so yeah, and I've got a relatively good-looking kid, I must say. I mean, everybody thinks their kids are beautiful and wonderful, but like, I can truthfully say that my daughter is quite pretty. So, which has me a little bit worried. So, I guess I'll have to just get over it. So, anyway, okay, I'm really shutting up now, so bye. Okay, I lied. I'm not really shutting up. It occurred to me that since my parents' house is all kind of full of antiques, that I would be able to show you guys what I was talking about with the trivet and the iron. My parents are out of town right now, so I can go upstairs in the middle of the night and talk at a normal voice level, and I'm not disturbing anybody. So anyway, I'm in the kitchen. It's Mom and Dad's kitchen. And next to me, by the back door here, is an antique iron, just like I described. And my mom uses it as a doorstop. So I'm gonna pick this baby up, and it's quite heavy. Oh, damn. And looky here. See, this has been painted gold. Yeah, it was not originally gold. It was probably originally this funky blackish color here. But see, notice the shape of it. Black Lock is the brand or company that made this iron. And in the olden days, you would have maybe your gas or maybe your wood burning stove. And what you would do was you would sit, let's just make believe that this stove is, hang on, let me turn the light on. Just make believe that this is an old-timey stove. You would sit your iron on the burner, okay, and you would have something to protect your hands. My sister made this in elementary school for my mom, so let's just, we'll use this real quick. So anyway, you would have an oven mitt or something to protect your hand from the hot iron. You'd grab it, okay, and wherever your ironing board was, usually close by in the kitchen, because I don't know if anybody here really has noticed, but in pre-electrical times, before everybody really had electricity in their house, I think you could even see this in the actually in the Who Framed Roger Rabbit movie at the beginning, where they're showing where Roger Rabbit is acting out in a cartoon he's going to be in, and he's with the little baby, and he's chasing the baby around the kitchen trying to stop the baby from getting burned and smashed, all this stuff. There's a scene where this thing drops out of the wall. It's an ironing board. In the olden days, ironing boards were installed into kitchen walls, so that all you had to do was open it up and pull it down, and it would be next to your stove, and you could pretty much you know, heat up your iron, get it hot, and then you wouldn't have to go very far with it. So, but anyway, I'm not going to bring that trivet over here because I don't want to scratch any of the surfaces over here. So, anyhow, you know, you would pick up your iron when it was hot enough. If your clothes needed a little bit of moisture on them, I think that I really don't know if that was even really a thing back then, really. So I just realized I really can't say anything about that. They didn't have spray bottles back then, really, because plastic was not a big thing yet. Plastic back then was mainly used in children's toys, or for other purposes that really weren't particularly industrial. Packaging for ladies' makeup, maybe occasionally it would coat like a knob or a dial for your TV, or maybe for something inside your car. Plastic was not a big thing back then at the time, when people were still using these kinds of irons. So in order to have a spray bottle to mist your clothes before you ironed them, that really wasn't a thing. So anyhow, you'd take your iron once it was hot. You would, I can't see what I'm doing. You would iron your clothes. This is make believe there's an ironing board here. You would iron, you know, your clothes, and you sit back down if you wanted it to get really good and hot again, or you would do this. You would sit it down on your iron trivet. If you were done using it, you'd sit it down, and this would be a place to sit it where it would cool off, and you wouldn't have to worry about it scorching anything. And of course, I'm sure you're thinking, well, why not just sit it back down on the ironing board, or sit it back down on the stove or something? Okay, back then, stoves were a whole lot smaller. They too also could be damaged easily just from having something sitting on them for long periods of time. And I think, honestly, the trivet, just the fact that it has more aesthetics, it was a marketable item. Not only because of its practicality, but also because it does have aesthetic value. I mean, look at this thing. It's pretty. Why wouldn't you want to buy it and use it? So yeah, I mean, people would sit their irons down on these things as a place where it could sit, it could cool off. There, they would keep it on the ironing board. I mean, once you got this, I mean, imagine getting this thing hot on a stove. It would be pretty damn hot. I doubt you'd have to reheat it that many times. So probably the trivet was kept on the ironing board, and between irons, you would, you know, between clothing items, you would just sit it right back down on there, and it would probably stay hot for a while. You could walk away and leave it if you need to, unattended to. But this thing is extremely heavy. I mean, it's iron. That's why irons are called irons, because they were made of iron originally. So it's being used as a doorstop currently. So I'm just going to put it right back where I got it. And there are more irons elsewhere in the house. I'm just not totally sure where they are. Maybe one's over here. I want to say I've seen one recently. Nope. Oh, and if you know what those are, you definitely get points for knowing your antiques. These are butter churns. You could also use them to make whipped cream. Concept is pretty simple. You know, you turn the thing and then the thing inside turns. These are very old, probably from my dad's uncle's farm. Got some old mason jars here too, and also a couple of these teapots up here are actually antiques too. So, and some of those baskets over there are also probably more than 100 years old. So, yeah. Some of those, and at least one of them is, I know for a fact, is over 100 years old. I'm just not sure which one. So, yeah. So that's your domestic history 101 crash course there for ironing. So yeah, imagine ironing for an entire family in the year 1920. Think about that. So yeah, just be thankful for all of the wonderful electrical things that we can plug in, and we can throw the clothes inside and close the door and turn a dial to a setting, and it'll fluff it and it'll dry it, and you take it out, you hang it up, and it looks wonderful. You don't have to iron it. So yeah, I mean, imagine going to a job interview in the year 1920. You had to wash your clothes by hand. You'd have to line dry them, and then someone had to iron them. And back then, women stayed home and raised the kids and took care of the house. Men went to work. Imagine like having to have clothes ironed so the kids could wear nice clothes to school, and having to iron clothes for a husband who had to go to a job every day. Just think about that. Next time you're going to complain about first world problems, you're going to complain because your cell phone battery died, or you want to be upset because, I don't know, because the thing that you push on your keys, on your car keys to get your door to unlock from 100 feet away. Next time little things like that go wrong, just keep that in perspective. Just, you know, first world problems, you know, 21st century problems. Just think about the year like 1900 or 1920, even go back a little farther. Just think about the way things were done back then. If you wanted butter on your toast, well, first you had to bake the fucking bread. Then you had to go, if you were lucky, you could get to a place where you could get milk. Also, maybe back then milk. I don't know if milk was being delivered back then or not. There was no way to refrigerate the milk. So the way your family was going to get their milk or dairy for the day was to have butter or cheese. And if you wanted butter, you had to have one of those babies. You had to make your own goddamn butter. Just think about that. And also, here is an antique ice chest while I'm thinking about it. This came from my dad's aunt's house. You would put a giant block of ice in the top here, and since cold air actually sinks rather than rises, inside here, you'd have your food. This is a refrigerator. Now, I am over 5.5 feet tall. This thing comes up to a little lower than my waist. And imagine you've got a family to take care of and feed, and this is how you kept your food cold. That's all you could fit in there. I'm not going to open that up because I don't know what's inside. And in case there's something in there that my parents don't want people to see, I'm not going to open it. It's out of respect. But yeah. I mean, here, oh, okay, here's the trash can. I'll show you this way. There's the trash can. There's that ice box, ice chest. Think about that. That was how you kept your food cold back then. Once a week or every couple days, a guy would come around, like in a truck maybe or something, and deliver big blocks of ice. So yeah, just kind of like they deliver newspaper. He would deliver ice because maybe you paid in advance, I don't know, and you were signed up to receive ice daily, weekly, whatever, and that would keep your food cold. So yeah, that's a refrigerator, folks. From the same era as the iron and the trivet and the butter churns. Okay, I really am gonna shut up now, I promise. I'm gonna shut up now because I've been talking for a long time, and this thrift store haul has turned into some other monstrous thing. I don't know what, but yeah. I'm gonna shut up now. And someday I'll do like a tour of like around the house and show you guys like some of the antiques and some of the farm antiques and stuff that came from my dad's family around the house. So there's some pretty cool stuff around here, I'm telling you. So yeah, just keep your eyes peeled for that at some point in the future. So I guess I really am gonna shut up now. Bye.